Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Nightface. It's been a while, it's been a minute. Got a lot of catching up to do. I'm gonna bring you 4 movie reviews. They're gonna be quick, concise, and they're gonna be spoiler filled. It's for Bad Boys for Life, The Gentleman, Birds of Prey, and Sonic the Hedgehog in that order. I'm gonna just dive right into them. Spoilers. So here's your spoiler warning. If you've not seen any of these films, make sure you watch them first and then come back. But yeah, trust me, I would have loved to review these films on my YouTube channel when they first released. But given my current living situation, I don't have the time, the space, the privacy to do so. If you want to know more about that, revert and watch back my 2 previous videos, the 1917 review and my most recent end of January haul Blu-ray video where I talk about that. So, anywho, we're gonna dive right into it, starting with Bad Boys for Life. I wasn't expecting much out of this movie, and it pleasantly surprised me. It's the first film I've seen from 2020 that was released of this year. And yeah, I mean, it's been like almost 2 decades since we last see these characters played wonderfully by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. So the last one was directed by Michael Bay. Bad Boys 2 was released in 2002, 2003. And Bad Boys 1 and 2, I like them. They're guilty pleasures. They're just fucking ridiculous. Just explosion filled action buddy cop movie. But in this one, I say this is the best out of the bunch because they felt more restrained, more grounded. The story had more meaning. It was deeper, had more emotion and weight to it compared to the other ones. And a lot of that that succeeds is due to the fact that it's not directed by Michael Bay, and I think that's a plus because Michael Bay he just fucking lets loose. The Bay hand, the explosions, the Miami bikini clad women with asses in your face. Every 3 seconds, and the crazy editing and the shaky cam and fucking bodies. Like that's a Michael Bay film. You see Six Underground with the slow motion blood and the eyeball. That's basically Michael Bay. That's what he does. But here it was more restrained because we got 2 new directors. I'm not going to pronounce their names because it's hard to pronounce, but they did a fantastic job. And I really like the lethal weapon type approach they took to this film, where Martin Lawrence's character, Marcus Burnett, is basically like Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon, where he's like, Mike, we're getting too old for this shit. and Will Smith's character, Mike Larry, yeah, he's basically like Mel Gibson's character from Lethal Weapon. He's still a hothead. He still, thinks he's in his youth and he wants to keep, shooting up the bad guys. And just Marcus is like, nah, fam, I'm not about that. And I love that contrast, that just the position between the two. And it really worked. And like, there was a lot of twists and surprises in the story where I didn't see coming. Like, again, spoilers. Will Smith's character gets shot in the beginning. Like, whoa, what the hell? And then the captain, I love that guy. He's such a great actor. Joe Pantoliano returns as the captain, Captain Howard. He's always drinking his Pepto Bismol because they stress him the fuck out. But he gets sniped, and there's just a lot of stakes. This one had a lot of stakes, and I really enjoyed it. And I love also the introduction of these new cast members, the ammo team that Mike has to work with, basically a High School Musical with guns, because Vanessa Hudgens is in it. But yeah, those characters were great. I love Mike's love interest. She was really hot and such a badass as well. She has such a commanding presence. I forgot the actress's name. I think Paola Nunez. I think that's her name. Paola Nunez. Sorry if I butchered that. But she was great in this as well. Yeah, and the jokes were great. Martin Lawrence is so hilarious. Every bit of dialogue and joke just landed for me. I was just in stitches, just cracking the hell up. It's like, Mike, how you gonna fuck a witch without a condom? Things like that. Or like when the body drops on the minivan. Oh, it's my wife's car. She knows. She always knows. Just I love it. Hey, yo, oh, we got Mike Larry in a Nissan Quest. He nobody gives a fuck. But yeah, like the only thing I would say is the action was lacking. I would give it to Michael Bay that frantic, insane action. Sometimes it is entertaining to watch. Sometimes when you can actually tell what the fuck is going on. I like the Transformers because that shit don't work when he does it in the Transformers movies. But he always doing like action when it comes to like human characters, like shootouts in a sense. They're actually quite thrilling and pretty well shot. Like the highway chasing in Bad Boys 2 is just insane. It's so epic to watch. Still holds up. But here, you don't get none of that. Like action, crazy, insane, bonanza action that really stands out. That is like memorable. But the story, I would say the story makes up more for the action. And yeah, I like it. I dug it. I think it's still my most rated, highest rated film that I've seen so far of 2020. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. That's an 8.5 out of 10 for Bad Boys for Life. They're gonna do a fourth one. The ending kind of did bug me with the son. It was kind of weird, but not even that. The fact that they saved the son through all this fucked up shit he did. I mean, this guy killed the captain, and now he's just gonna work with them. It was such. I didn't buy it. It's such an abrupt character change from him wanting to kill all of them to just okay, you my dad, I'm cool with you. Save me for the next movie, and then doing like a Fast and Furious building of the franchise kind of shit. I'm just like, I don't think I'm feeling that, but we'll see. Um, we'll see. Anyway, that's my review of Bad Boys for Life, 8.5 out of 10. Now, the gentleman. Um, I actually gave this one 8.5 out of 10 too, so they're both tied. They're both neck and neck. Uh, Surprised again, Guy Ritchie delivers, going back to his, British crime genre roots with Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch. Those are the two Guy Ritchie movies till this day that I still love and still hold in high praise. And I think a lot of people share that sentiment when it comes to Guy Ritchie films because everything else is just so bland and just whatever, forgettable, just by the numbers, just studio releases like that King Arthur movie. I'm not even gonna bother watching that shit. Or like Aladdin, I'm not even gonna see that because I don't care about that live action adaptation. But here, oh my god, Guy Ritchie, I'm telling you, I wouldn't even mind seeing a sequel to The Gentleman. The casting was great. Matthew McConaughey yelling to the top of his lungs, "My wife!" Every time he's pointing a gun at somebody, you were stupid enough to go after my wife. I love it. I love over the top Matthew McConaughey as this weed um, drug dealer, distributor, the key to weed in England, and they come up with a pretty interesting way of how he was actually getting away with that. How he was distributing all the weed in the UK, and that was great. I love that. Love the world building with all the characters. Hugh Grant was great, the best I've ever seen him. This smarmy, like snarky, kind of like I don't want to say journalist or but basically, he's trying to blackmail Charlie Hunnam's character. Charlie Hunnam, the best I've ever seen him since Sons of Anarchy. Uh, like he hasn't been the greatest when it comes to movies. He hasn't had an easy transition. He just kind of plays the same character over and over. That's how I feel about him when it comes to the movies. But here, he was such a standout. I mean, there was one scene where he just commands the entire room. Everybody just shut the fuck up and listen to this man because he ain't playing no games. He'll throw you out the window. And that was a great scene when the guy gets thrown out the window and they had to catch everyone and get the phones. I love it. I love Charlie Hunnam's character. He was so excellent here. The entire cast. Colin Farrell was also hilarious. There's a funny ass scene, again, spoilers, where they capture this one guy that just set this whole thing into motion when it comes to dethroning Matthew McConaughey's character and do like a power play move. And basically they take him, they drug him, and he wakes up in a van, and apparently he fucked a pig. And Colin Farrell and Charlie Hunnam's reaction to the video is priceless. He's like, "That's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen, but I can't look away from it." He's like, "Yeah, once you unsee it, you can't unsee it." Yeah, Colin Farrell's fucking facial expression is just priceless. I was dying. It was just so hysterical to watch. This movie had a lot of great, genuine funny moments. Just Guy Ritchie at his best. Seriously, Guy Ritchie, make more movies like this. It's so entertaining to watch. And I was on edge because I actually cared about these characters. And like I said, I wouldn't mind a sequel. I mean, they kind of leave it open to have a potential sequel with these characters. Like I hope they do. Do a sequel, Guy Ritchie. Don't do anything else. Make The Gentleman 2 happen. I will sign off on it. This I'm looking forward to as terms of potential sequel instead of more than Bad Boys for Life. I feel like that was just a one-off. That was it. That's the bookend to the Bad Boys trilogy. That would be okay. But this, The Gentleman, needs a sequel. So 8.5 out of 10. Just had a blast watching The Gentleman. It's so much fun. The dialogue is witty, it's snappy, it's just very Guy Ritchie. If you like his earlier films, you would love The Gentleman. Anyway, now moving on, Birds of Prey. Here we go. Birds of Prey. I gave this film an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Solid entry to the DCEU. It's not the worst film in the DCEU. People are just bashing on this movie because it's very female driven. A lot of people are saying it's fucking woke, and people who use that terminology are fucking idiots, in my opinion. So get out of here with that woke shit. Oh, it's so woke. Whatever. There are some things I do have some gripes with this film. Uh, First of all, I don't understand why they had to call it Birds of Prey when it should have just been called Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. And they now the theater chains are changing that name to Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. It's just pointless at this point. I mean, it bombed at the box office, which is unfortunate because I feel like it should have made some money. I mean, it was enjoyable. Harley Quinn is great at as this character. If you are annoyed by her character from Suicide Squad, then you're probably not gonna like this movie. This movie's not gonna be for you. But to me, what made Suicide Squad even watchable was Will Smith's Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Those were the two best, most memorable characters. So I was really looking forward to this, and I was not disappointed. I really enjoyed it. The girls kicked ass. They did what they needed to do. Some of the choreography was very well done, and some of it was a little wonky at times. I think most notably, like in the funhouse fight sequence towards the end when she finally teams up with the Birds of Prey. There's some extras there that are just hanging in the background, waiting to get punched and drop kicked and kicked in the nuts. So it is kind of noticeable, but other than that, had a blast. Mary Elizabeth Winstead was a scene stealer. I wish we got more out of Huntress. Do you know my name? Do you know who I am? Crossbow Killer? Crossbow Killer? Huntress. I love that. I love that. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's so phenomenal in this movie. Uh, yeah, I could have used more of her. Rosie Perez was fine. She played her part fine, but she wasn't a standout. And what's this? I forgot the actress's name who played Canary. She did a pretty good job. The pickpocket chick was Cassandra Cain. Yeah, I didn't really care about her character. She was kind of just bad because it's like they based their entire plot around this girl and she swallowed a diamond. It's like, oh god. I mean, they could have done more. I heard that is such a huge departure from the comics, the Cassandra Cain character. So she's not even supposed to be a little girl, so I know fans were probably upset about that. But yeah, I did not care about her one bit. So it's just like she could have been shot. I would have been like, oh well, that's that. might as well go on a new mission now. Ewan McGregor, I love him as an actor. He was chewing up the scenery. He did fine with what he was given to. I just didn't like the execution of Black Mask. I mean, he was so over the top misogynistic. And one scene in particular was just so like awkward and odd, where he just made that girl dance on the table. He's like, strip, take this off. Come on, dance, let's dance. Come on, come on, come on, come on, take it off her. And I'm just like, why? What is the point of this scene? Just to address that? Oh, he hates women so much, but why? And supposedly here's the odd things I'm talking about that it just bothered me. Supposedly, before this movie came out, they made a big deal like, ooh, Black Mask, he's a gay character, and then he doesn't even come off gay in the movie. I mean, Mr. Zaz puts his arm around him, but that's about it. It's like you say one thing, and then you don't. How do I say this? You don't commit, and I hate when movies do that. It's like you don't commit to that. Okay, and like Rosie Perez's character, um, Renee Montoya, she's supposed to be lesbian. And there's just a little hint of that with that girl, the Chinese woman, the Asian lady. I seen her before. She was in that one Netflix film, and she's a comedian. Forgot her name, but yeah, that she was supposed to be her love interest, her ex girlfriend. Did not get that vibe at all. So the movie did a poor job addressing that. There needs to be a director's cut for this film because I feel like a lot of scenes are probably missing. There's some random shit like Harley Quinn being devastated because of her egg sandwich, which was hilarious. But I was just like, just the whole scene built up to an egg sandwich. It was so fucking funny. It made me want to get an egg sandwich after that. Um, yeah, and then also the joke, Jared Leto's Joker, is mentioned but never shown. His presence is just looming throughout this film, and I feel like maybe they could have worked things out with Jared Leto and get him to that would have gave this film the extra punch that it needed to have people talking and praising this movie more. If if they at least did that, because that plays a huge part in Harley Quinn's emancipation. Part of her character progression is her breakup with the Joker. So maybe him showing up at the end with Black Mask, like Black Mask saying, "Hey, listen, uh, let's go kill Harley Quinn," or you convince her to come back to you, and it would have been a great showdown. Would have been a great ending to his character of Harley Quinn, or maybe one of the Birds of Prey kills Joker, and that way she really feels like she's free from him. Or that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, and of course the way they kill off Black Mass was just anticlimactic. He blew up in a fucking grenade. Like okay, but nitpicks aside, gripes aside, still enjoyed it, still entertaining. Had tons of fun watching it. 8 out of 10 for the Birds of Prey. Sonic the Hedgehog. Here's another one where it's just all these movies were just genuine surprises to me. Sonic the Hedgehog is another exception. Uh, First off, the design. Thank God they changed that. I mean, holy shit, was that fucking horrendous. I don't even know how to describe that first design. Look it up. The trailer, the first trailer. Oh God. I mean, I think everybody universally agreed that needed to be changed, and I'm glad the studios listened and did that because if they kept the original design, this movie would have been a fucking train wreck. It would have not worked at all. We would just be so distracted by Sonic's disgusting Hannibal Lecter human teeth and this fuck. It was just gross. It just did not work. I'm glad they gave him his video game appearance more. He just looks so great. I mean, and the CGI, the visuals with Sonic were done very well. The story, very generic, very run of the mill, kind of forgettable, but has some sweet, tender moments sprinkled throughout. I did like Sonic and the actor James Marsden interplay. Their chemistry was great. It became like a buddy road trip movie, and I was okay with that. I still wanted to see more of the Green Hill Zone, more of that uh, Sonic the Hedgehog world. But we're gonna get again spoilers. This is a huge one. If you haven't seen Sonic, watch it. I say it's worth a watch. The end credits. There's two of them. One with Jim Carrey, full on Eggman, Dr. Robotnik, appearance bold and crazy mustache. I love that. He's in the mushroom world, which is another interesting Easter egg. I mentioned the mushroom world. I'm like, are we gonna get Super Mario Bros. Into the mix? Is that what you're telling me? Don't give me hope. Don't do that to me, because if you are Nintendo, please make it happen with Sega. Let's do this. Let's launch this video game franchise of characters. I'm all for it. The second end credit scene, and I regret because I didn't get to see it in theaters. I stood up because I didn't think this was a Marvel movie, so I just thought it was one and done. But no, the second end credit scene was huge. I looked it up online. Fucking Tails! You see Tails, and his design is glorious. He's just so adorable and cute. With his little tail spinning, he has like a device. He's looking for Sonic. He's like, hopefully I'm not too late. Whoopoo! And he just shoots off. And they go, whoopoo. That's Super Mario Bros. Reference, I guess. See, I'm already trying to merge the two. But yeah, that's great. I'm definitely looking forward to a sequel. The voice actor for who did Sonic, he was good. He wasn't like unbearably annoying. There was a tad bit parts where he was kind of getting there, but never over the top annoying. And I love his power display. It was very reminiscent of Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past, where he's so fast, time slows down, and he's just like, you know, switching everything up and just manipulating everything around him. That was pretty cool to watch. I like those sequences. Jim Carrey, I love Jim Carrey. He is my favorite comedic actor, always will be. Ace Ventura, The Mask, um, The Truman Show, Liar Liar, one of my all-time favorite comedies. The pen is blue. The goddamn pen is blue. I love Liar Liar. And just his serious roles, like in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I fucking love that movie. So yeah, Jim Carrey was a huge selling point. He did not disappoint. He chewed up the scenery. He was fucking over the top. He was a cartoon character brought to life. Him dancing, him just like, who's in charge? No, 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 you're not. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I love it. He committed full on, and it was glorious. So it brought me back to classic Jim Carrey, 1990s Jim Carrey, and it was great. He fit so well as a Robotnik, and I like that contraption he was in, that vehicle he was in towards the end. Very throwback of the video game where Robotnik chases you in those levitating, like whatever those are. Yeah, it's so cool. So I love that. There was a lot of callbacks and Easter eggs, and a lot of kids are gonna love this movie. It's mainly geared towards kids and family, and that's fine. Okay, I kind of, yeah, that's fine. I mean, because they're gonna have tales, so they got to keep up with that consistent tone. And I'm okay for it. I'm okay for it. I just hope that they expand the universe more. Maybe in a sequel, we get Robotnik teaming up with Knuckles, and then we get that whole thing like in the video games where we're Sonic versus Knuckles, and then Knuckles ends up joining Sonic, and then maybe we'll get Cyborg Sonic as well. I'll be so hyped if they do that. Please make it happen. Yeah, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, because as much as I love the Sonic character and I love um, all the throwbacks and the Easter eggs, the story itself is just so generic, so basic at times. There's not that wow factor, like whoa, like when it comes to like the action sequences or any surprises along the way. And then there was these random ass advertisements. Oh my god. Like, hey, $50 gift card, Olive Garden. Have you ever tried their never ending possibles? Because it never ends. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Olive Garden, are you kidding me? Or like fucking Zillow. Like, have you seen this new apartment with Zillow? Zooms in on Zillow. Like, why? Why? Why do we have to do that? It's just. At least it's not as bad as Power Rangers with the fucking Krispy Kreme donuts. Holy shit! Do you remember that? That was just insane. That was outrageous. But anyway, 7.5 out of 10. I recommend Sonic the Hedgehog. You don't have to go out of your way to see it, but if you're a fan of Sonic, yeah, it's worth a watch. Matinee it. Check it out. I think you will have fun. It's not a bad movie by any means. And like I said, the saving grace was definitely the redesign of Sonic really helped out a lot. Because if it was that old design, it would have not worked with the tone they were going for at all. It was just I hear people saying like they should release that version of the fucked up looking Sonic, and I kind of second that. Yeah, they should. Like, I'm kind of curious to see how bad is it gonna be with that freaking atrocious looking Sonic. So who knows? Maybe they'll do it for fun. Maybe it'll get leaked online. But there you have it. Those are my reviews of all the 4 films I've seen so far this year, 2020. Yeah, post your comments down below. Let me know what do you think about these films. Which one did you enjoy the most? What are your ratings of these films? What are you looking forward to for the rest of the year? I was thinking that movie Onward is supposedly going to come out real soon. And at first, I wasn't really looking forward to it because I'm just like, it's a Pixar film. I love Pixar. But something about the trailer wasn't grabbing me. But there is an early screening, early showing of this. I think either I'm gonna have to say next Saturday, and I'm thinking of going. So maybe I'll have a review up. Who knows? I don't want to make any promises because, like I said, my living situation, I just don't know when I can take advantage and actually full on make videos like the way I tend them to be because I don't like talking quietly. My last video, I could barely hear myself talk. I'm a loud ass fucking person. That's just not who I am. But anywho, if you don't see a review for Onward and any of the other upcoming films, just remember, follow me on Instagram. Please do so. I post all my Blu-ray updates, movie-related content, and movie reviews all on my Instagram. The username will be in the description down below, so make sure you do that. Thanks for watching as always. This is gonna wrap it up. If you're new to my channel, give this video a like, a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys as always in the next one.